Alright, Forex traders, so welcome back to the inside of my screen. My name is Desmond Samuel and I'm back with another Forex forecast video for you. We are come to break down my actual trading system, then show you guys how to actually make money consistently from the Forex market. Alright, so in our last episode, I actually made mention of the fact that gold was going to drop and collapse nicely, and in fact, this is currently happening. Okay, so by the way, if you didn't get a chance to watch my previous video, you can actually go over and check the most previous video, or the link is somewhere around here like so. Check it out for yourself if you think I'm lying. We actually call gold, all the way from the inside of here, entries again. So what actually prompted me to make another entry here was just after I saw the whole weekly time frame shenanigans here, I could already tell that gold was starting to find this top, and it did actually do that. And I explained this in depth in a previous video. Whenever you have a steep trend as such as this, and then for some strange reasons you get here and then you now start to form the reverse of what was actually playing out here. I give you an instance. Let's get on to the daily time frame. So this is what happens here. So initially we were putting in a series of higher highs and higher lows. Okay, this is a low, this is a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, equal highs, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so whenever you're in a situation and you see that kind of arc move where the market just moves from giving you a series of highs and higher lows, and then that turns to start giving you lower lows and lower highs, best believe this market is due for a drop. Okay, due for a drop. Now in the previous analysis, I actually made mention of the fact that I'm actually looking for the market to pull back into 4377.91 or 43 rather, around this level like so. Why I simply chose this level was very simple here. I could look left and I saw that there was a significant supply level somewhere around here. So what I simply did was I mapped out that level. Okay, then I also saw that we had a Fibonacci play. Okay, that by the way, if you don't know how to use Fibonacci, I recommend you click on the link in the pin comment line, so it brings you straight to the membership program, literally next to nothing. Okay, so now Fibonacci works best in a trending market condition. So this is a high, this is a low, this is a lower high, lower low, lower high. So technically speaking, what I simply needed to do was look at my chart patterns clearly, look at the trend clearly. Okay, so this was already a double top here. This is a neckline that got broken, retested here. First entry was here. Okay, now for me to take this trade, I had to look at a more specific reason as to why this trade should play out in my favor. All right, so let's look at something real quick and let's check this guy out. Okay, so the trend in itself is down. Okay, this is a high, this is a low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So I simply bought my Fibonacci tool. Okay, from this, so this is a high, this is a low, this is a high, lower low. Okay, from most recent swing high to the most recent swing low, the market put right into the 0.61 region like so, and entries were quite simple here on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame. What I simply did was, let me just get rid of this. It was a counter trend line play like so. Okay, so once I had this guy out of the way, so the close of this candlestick was where I actually made my entries. Now to some people it seemed like it was late, but this is safer. This is better safe than than sorry, better late than sorry. Okay, so this is it. Do you understand? So this protected me, my mental space and all that, and I've been able to make money, and now we're still making money in the mentorship room. Once again, the link is in the pin comment like so. All right, so now moving on to gold. Now what are my expectations on gold is very simple. I look at gold at 3,940 or 3,900 basis or dollars an ounce rather for gold. So what I need to see on gold is just to drop nicely all the way to 3,960 or $3,900 an ounce for gold, and that's just that, and that's my target. And I called this out last week, by the way, guys. The link is in the pin comment like so, or check out the link across the screen. There's something floating around there, you can check it out. That's my previous analysis on gold, and it's playing out live and direct. As you can see, I called it out before it happened, and it's happening clearly on your screen. You can actually confirm it yourself. All right, so now the next one I mentioned was BTC. So I'm still waiting on BTC to let me know what it has in mind. For now, I am not really doing anything on BTC. We are still playing around that $63,000 per coin level. Once we reach that level, we are actually in business. For now, there is really nothing to do on this buy boy. S&P did not even end up giving us the pullback that we're actually going in for, so I'm not going to talk much about that. Okay, so now let's talk about the pound sterling and then the euro dollar. All right, so now for the pound sterling, we actually had a trade inside of here like so. See, it was a counter trend break and entries were here. Do you know how many times we have actually checked this level? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This is already this is over a year already in one particular range. Okay, now I'm not doing anything on the pound sterling until I see a break of this neckline like so. This is already bullish. This is already bearish. So this is already bearish in itself. Yeah, so I'm not doing anything until I see a clear break on the pound sterling. Okay, so this is it. This is how it looks. It's a very simple thing, very simple and straightforward. The overall trend here is bearish. We're actually moving south. Okay, so this is a high on the monthly time frame. This is low, lower high, lower low, lower high, equal lows, equal highs, lower low, lower high. Okay, so now this has already given us a triple top. In most cases, you might even call this a head and shoulders pattern. So what we simply need to do now is to wait on our hands, sit on our hands, so allow this market, mature into a neckline break. Once you see a decent break of this neckline like so, we are in business. Okay. And the time frame to wait for this pullback to happen is on the weekly time frame. Okay. You have to wait for it to happen on the weekly time frame, because the higher the time frame, the more solid the trade is. And mind you, this is still sitting on a significant trend line like so. This trend line has held since, I think, for a couple of years now. Yeah, let me just check the time. So this channel has held since 2022. So we don't just throw caution to win when it comes to stuff like this. So we must actually allow this market break out of this trend line like so, which is it is currently trading outside of that. This is the weekly time frame. So once you see that break below of this blue bar, then we are in business. The next level target for the pound sterling, once we are able to breach this blue bar like so, would be at this level where the market reversed at before. So how you know the level to look out for take profit or stop loss levels, or your next level targets, is to simply look left. Okay, if the market has been halted in the past, it's most likely halt again in the future around that level, or maybe play around there. So this is it. Okay, so next level target, to make it a rounded figure, let's leave it at 1.28000 like so. That is my long-term target. If in the case that we do break, the pound sterling breaks 1.32236, okay, we'll actually go short on this price. It will be a very simple trade that we sent into the signal room. Okay, so right from 1.31 to 1.2100, we're looking at roughly roughly 1,000 pips. All right, so that's 1,000 pips direct on this. So once you get this breakout, you're looking at 1,000 pips collapse on the pound sterling. Nothing short of 1,000 pips. I'm here for the entire thing that the market has to offer. Do you understand? But what we need to do is exercise some more patience, allow the market break out of this blue bar like so. Once it does, we see this market collapse nicely all the way through to 1,000 pips. Okay, for us to actually make money from the pound sterling. So similarly on the euro dollar, yeah, that's exactly what I expect to see. A breakout of this level. Okay, now the euro dollar seems to be a bit faster than the pound sterling, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Okay, cool. So the euro dollar seems to be a lot faster, but still this is not enough for us. Okay, so we need to see a clear weekly candlestick close inside of here like so. Then we scale down to the daily time frame and make our entries. Again, looking left, you can see where the market will most likely reverse from, and that's this level like so. Okay, so this already lets you know that we are in business. We are very much in business. All we need to see is for euro dollar to break through this level like so. Once it does, we have to let you guys know exactly how to capitalize on it. But I can check. So the link to the Telegram community is also in the pinned comment. It brings you straight to the free group as well, so you can see how these things are capitalized on in real time. All right, so head and shoulders pattern checked on the pound sterling, head and shoulders pattern checked on the euro dollar. All we simply need to see is a break of neckline and we are in business. All right, so I think that's just about that. CAD JPY is also showing me something, but don't worry, next time let's just leave this for maybe a week or two. I'll be back on the CAD JPY to talk about this guy, but I can see that this will most likely rotate downwards all the way to 112.075, but now is not the time to talk about that, so I'll let you know when this guy is ready. For now, apply proper risk management and make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon so that whenever I do a video like this, you have more the rest for you to see this and then capitalize on these trades. Okay, so for DXY, it's very simple. We are starting to breach this significant blue bar like so. So let's give this DXY another maybe 2 weeks and see. This guy has to convincingly come into this region and just play in there for me to take this guy serious. Otherwise, I'm not showing anything. Okay, similarly, our take profit level for the DXY will be at 104.158. All right, so this gives us, you know, ample space and time to make money, you know, going short on the pound sterling and the euro dollar, and then likewise the AUD as well. All right, so now I believe I've covered every single thing for now. For the AUD/USD, I am not calling anything yet because this is sitting on a significant level, and then the XY is showing me the opposite. All right, so before I do anything on AUD/USD, I must see a clear break of this blue bar. Like, so let us bridge this level and pull back. Then we are in business. Otherwise, if you play around here, I might just be tempted to just stick to the pound sterling and then the euro dollar for the meantime. All right, so thank you so much, guys. That's my time, and I'll catch you guys next time. For now, trade safe and peace out.